The first time the young man went down the mountain, he just wanted to eat an ice cream to relieve his fatigue, but he was accidentally knocked out by a passerby. Unfortunately, a female president just came in front of him. He hurriedly rushed up at a speed of 800 miles to catch her. Unexpectedly, he still fell on the other person's eyebrows. The young man threw it back with a face of embarrassment, but in return, the woman was more terrified. He hurriedly wiped his poop while apologizing. The woman instinctively stepped back and stepped on the ice cream on the ground. She was about to fall. The young man used his quick hands to stop his little girl. The young man wanted to let go, but the woman was about to fall, so he grabbed her shoulders. However, the action of pulling the shoulder strap was still regarded as a hooligan. In the end, he had no choice but to let go completely and let the woman fall to the ground. When he looked at the crowd, he pointed at her. Just before she could speak, the woman's best friend came out of the airport. Seeing that her best friend was bullied, she went to the young man on the spot. The young man explained his instinctive resistance. As a result, he used a dragon to grab his hand. At the same time, the body-hugging best friend died. But he was a taekwondo black belt, but he was no match for the young man. The young man tore his pants apart with a little force. Seeing that his best friend would be stripped off, their woman had no choice but to call the police. Soon, the hat uncle arrived at the scene. The young man told him everything. He said it was all because of the ice cream. He also opened a little bit of Changjingming from the woman's leg and showed it to their uncle. After the uncle heard it, he thought it was a misunderstanding. He said that the young man had an apology with the woman. The young man was obedient, but when he heard the price of the silk sock, he was shocked. 8,800. He said that he only had 1,000 yuan to pay. His best friend took away his ID card. He suggested that the young man come to the woman's company as a security guard for 3 months. The young man didn't expect that he, as a cultivator, would become a worker. It turned out that, before he went down the mountain, his master had told him that he had to go through the red dust to practice in order to reach the legendary high state. If he is in debt at this moment, I'm afraid he won't be able to get through the last level. So he had no choice but to agree with the young man. And the woman saw that the young man was real, so she returned the ID card to him and put a name card on it. Let him report it himself tomorrow. The next morning, the young man rushed to the company to handle the recording. The woman heard the report of the security captain. She smiled and praised the young man, but soon he couldn't laugh, just because the boy was too quiet. At noon, the woman went out to eat and forgot to bring her work card. As a result, when she came back, she was stopped by the young man. The colleagues reminded her that this was the company's agent. However, the young man said that this was a rule that anyone must wear it. The woman was forced to make a phone call and let her best friend send her work card down. The woman was angry and wanted to fire the young man immediately. Fortunately, her best friend was there to persuade her to do it, and the colleagues here suggested that the young man should go and apologize to the agent. They said that the other party was the boss after all. What if they fired you? As soon as they heard that the young man was fired, they were completely scared. Hurry up and go upstairs. Which woman is changing clothes at the moment? When the young man broke into the door, he was shocked and opened the door. He played Rouge again and again, making the woman unbearable. He changed his clothes and announced that he would fire her. Fire? He thought that if he was fired, he couldn't pay back the 8,000 yuan. Maybe his love affair would fail, so he kept giving her a chance. But the woman said no. When he was about to put down the collar, he suddenly heard someone shouting his name downstairs. He walked to the window and saw that the rich, second-generation young man came to propose to the